Coming to you all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, Go On Podcast presents The Sexperts.
Turn on your computer, dial up the web, download some information into your head. It's Dr. John and Delilah, they're having a great time. Data to do, it's simply true, we're the Sexperts.
And we're recording and intro music, and hi there. Welcome to The Sexperts. I'm your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, SCPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydair, owner of the new Pogo Bogo store and website.
Is that buy one, get one pogo sticks?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Well, that may be the first job that you've had in a long time that I knew exactly what it was, because it's Pogo Bogo.
Yep.
And it rhymes.
Gonna call my lawyer and shut it down. Too predictable.
Now, why not Bogo Pogo, though? Because it's buy one, get one pogo sticks.
Oh, couldn't
Pogo
get bogopogo.com.
Are you kidding me? Because somebody has the sexperts.com right now, and it's not us.
It was owned by some Pacific Islander, and it means something in their language. I don't know.
Maybe you could look it up and maybe like haggle with them or something.
I don't have time. I'm running a buy one, get one free pogo stick business. Maybe you could look it up.
No, yeah.
Listen, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot.
No, yeah, we're the sexperts. We're not the argue-perts. I've been listening. I'm not a big podcast fan, but
I hate
lately,
podcasts.
Lately I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and they don't really argue a lot.
No. That's more the domain of cable television.
Yeah, I've been listening to this great one called Joe Rogan. I think I remember him from TV. He must have been. I think he was the host of Survivor or something. But
he sang the song Survivor.
The Beyonce or the?
Oh, was that Beyonce?
I'm a survivor.
I thought it was Joe Rogan. Okay.
All right. Welcome to the Sexperts. We are your hosts. We have a combined 69 years of experience in sexpertise, and we're giving you the ins, the outs, the ups and downs, the left, the rights. Of
Evenly
sex.
divided. We're both 64 and a half years. I mean, 34 and a half.
But we're not like the Supreme Court, though.
You wouldn't believe how much math I'm doing, doubling and having things with this Pogo Pogo. I should be better at it by now.
We'll have to talk about that in a bit. But I do want to. So every week we're coming to you live from a different location, talking about a different topic of the week. And right now we're at the Kansas City Chiefs Superdome.
Tailgating our tails off.
Is that what they call this? The Superdome? I only know one term for arena.
That is not what they call it,
Yeah.
but that's what we call it.
Okay.
Because this is the most Superdome I've ever been in.
I have too, because I'm not a huge sports guy. Usually, I've been to a few hockey games, but not the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm more of a Euro sports guy, like curling and anything that involves archery.
It's weirdly empty. Like, do people not like the Chiefs, or is it because of the whole like pandemic ongoing? Or
Well, today's Wednesday, and the game doesn't start till Sunday, so we're going to be partying for 4 or 5 days. And honestly, I'm here for it.
Honestly, yeah.
I wanted to spend some time with you.
Thank you,
I
Delilah. I want to spend some time with you.
I had a freezer full of meat.
Like beef jerky, or
No, meat that needs to be cooked. So I've got it.
You have something to cook it.
I took it all out of the freezer in different days, so that we have a day's worth of meat that'll defrost on every given day from today until Sunday.
Whoa!
And we're just gonna meat off, like it's gonna be crazy.
Which is our topic of the week, meat off. No, just kidding. No, our topic of the week, actually, we haven't gotten a whole lot of email or mail recently in general. I think probably because of the whole ongoing pandemic. I don't know.
I assume Russia stole our server.
But we did get an email from one of our huge super fans. His name is James Roach. James Roach from Norfolk, Virginia, writes to us, "Hey, have you heard about this brand new Mormon trend, jump humping?" And that's our topic of the week. Thank you, James, for writing in. And he says, peace, love, and pizza grease.
I love when
James
they
Roach.
ask us if we've heard of something. I'm like, sexpert.
Yeah. So James, I know, it comes off as a little condescending, but yeah, we've heard of it. We probably wrote the book on it. If anybody writes us in a fucking email again and asks if we heard of it, I'm going to get pissed.
I may have taken 3 classes at Sexpert U.
Sexpert U is right next to Brigham U. So, jump humping. So we're gonna talk all about jump humping and this Mormon treat But first, let's bring in our guest, and he's walking up the steps of this huge Superdome right now. Hello, welcome.
Oh, yes, hello. It's so good to see you again, Dr. John and Delilah. It's been many years since I was last on your wonderful program. Yes, it's me, Dr. Richard Fantastic, former host of the hit children's television show, Dick Fantastic's Magical Subway.
God, we enjoy having you on the podcast so often. We even had a few pilots that we were working through where Delilah and I were like, if we ever get bored with this experts, maybe we'll get Dick Fantastic in here.
I've been writing Dick Fantastic fan fiction.
I've been reading it. You've been sending
in your
a lot.
absence. Yeah.
Thank you.
Which, wait, what was the name of your little sidekick? Because that reminds me of Ogo.
Chub Chub.
Chub Chub.
He is a South Korean prince.
Wait, on the show or in real life or both?
Oh, and the character.
The character, yeah.
Yes. I do not speak with the puppeteer who controls Chub Chub, but the character, yes, he's a South Korean prince.
Well, I hope if he's a South Korean puppet that the person who's playing him is South Korean as well, because we want, representation. That whole thing with, the guy playing Apu on The Simpsons, we don't want one of those happening again.
No, I happen to know that the puppeteer for Chub Chub, even though I don't speak with him, he's a lovely man by the name of Don Pablo Francisco.
Is that a South Korean name?
I believe he's Spanish origin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That counts, yeah. Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you, one, because this is kind of a we're broing out,
yes.
Football game, cookouts in the stands, and that sort of thing. And we thought, who is such a bro? Dick Fantastic. We got to get Dr. Dick in here. One doctor, from one Dick to another. And we also have to plug your stuff because you are working on so many exciting projects right now.
Yes, well, I remember the last time I was on your wonderful program, I told you, drawing inspiration from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I was putting together something called the Children's Television Network Cinematic Universe. Well, as you know, the pandemic recently hit.
That's true.
Right when I was pitching these film series to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yeah.
So the funding fell through.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, dreams were shattered.
Dark days.
But months later, I received a call from Netflix asking if they could pick up my programming.
Swooping in.
Yes.
Congrats. Now, was there a stipulation on it that it has to be a little more adult? Because Netflix doesn't do a whole lot of kid shows.
No. Honestly, the deal never happened. I was not familiar with what a Netflix was. I got myself a subscription and became aware of their programming. I watched a show called Nailed It.
What is Nailed It?
Nailed It. On Nailed It, they get a fantastic cake. Looks like it was baked by the very angels themselves. And then they show this cake to three normal people. They may be, three normal people.
Yeah.
And they attempt to replicate the cake in a set time limit. And their cake always looks like hell's ass. And when they present the cake, the host goes, "Nailed it." Anyways, the programming was so bad, I immediately told Netflix I would not be associated with them.
You turned down Netflix?
Yes. I mean, this is not I do not see this business model lasting.
Whoa. I don't know. I mean, Netflix hasn't been knocking on this expert's door.
That's the kind of confidence that only comes with achieving the rank of captain.
Captain Fantastic.
Doctor.
Oh. Did you used to be captain?
No, it was just Dick Fantastic's.
Who the fuck?
Well,
who the fuck am I following on Twitter?
I'm sorry, you're thinking of my my military career.
I think I might be. Yeah.
Yeah, all those rumors about Mr. Rogers where they were like, oh, Mr. Rogers was actually a decorated war veteran. He was like a Green Brain. He has 69 kills or whatever. They were actually about Dick Fantastic.
And I stopped when I got 69 kills because I didn't want to spoil the number.
Nice. Speaking of which, let's get to our topic because obviously people in Norfolk, Virginia don't really know shit about jump humping. So let's get into it. Jump humping. I have this diagram here, and actually I'm gonna have to unroll it. Can you help me? Can you hold that side, Delilah?
Hold up. Was that the only network you talked to, or there's a lot of streaming services now that maybe there's a better fit. I don't want to see you I mean, how are you making money?
Well, it's been a rough time for old Richard Fantastic. After I became despondent after the Netflix issue, and well, I went and built a cabin in the woods. I lived there alone, and while I was there, I befriended a wild pig, and me and this wild pig, we lived together, and I thought we were becoming close, but no, the pig was wild.
God.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
Yes, it was a feral hog, and it wreaked havoc upon the insides and the surrounding area of my hand-built cabin.
Oh, no.
Eventually, I trapped it using some techniques I had learned in the Vietnam conflict. At which point, I took the pig's carcass into town.
Yeah.
And threw it into the street as a warning to the other pigs.
The other pigs
Was it a
there.
town full of pigs?
Turns out, no. The next morning, I awoke in my cabin, surrounded by sirens.
Oh.
Voices screaming, "Come out. Come out, weirdo. You threatening us, weirdo?"
And
Well, there was a minor gunfight that ensued.
Oh, shit.
But I'm proud to say,
Proud.
that no one was arrested that day.
Oh. That
that's
sounds
not the
foreboding.
reassurance I wanted to hear.
You are a dangerous man. If anybody, like...
Because, like any episode of yours, we're keeping a body count. And I've got one feral pig, and I'm a little worried I'm about to add to it.
I just watched a sweet little movie called Pig with Nicolas Cage, and I thought it was going to end up like that, where, like, you befriended a pig and everything's fine, and...
Oh.
Yeah.
I did run into Mr. Cage.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
After having seen that movie,
Yeah.
yes, they were. Oh, you know how much I enjoy Old Country Buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the one I was going to was recently foreclosed upon by the bank.
By the way, I don't think we've ever talked about this before, but Nicolas Cage is a family friend of ours.
Oh, well,
yeah. He
yeah.
was a next door neighbor of ours and growing up, and, you know.
I would have thought Old Country was too big to fail.
No, well, it was replaced with Buffet Empire.
Oh.
So there I was at
capitalism.
at Buffet Empire, not as good as Old Country, but still. When who should walk in
Yeah.
and proceed immediately to the popcorn shrimp table, but Nicolas Cage. Now I was in the middle of my own personal "how much popcorn shrimp can you eat" challenge, which I sometimes engage in at this place.
What's your number at?
102.
Oh, that's more kills than you got. That's great.
And when I saw Mr. Cage, I approached him and I tapped him on the shoulder from behind. He turned to look at me and he was wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Which may explain why he didn't immediately recognize me. I said, "Mr. Cage, I've just seen your new movie, Pig. And while I think your performance was fine,
Oh, just fine.
I'm upset to see my life adapted into film without my consent or from me profiting from it."
Wow. Yeah.
I get that.
Did that have any effect? Did he change the movie?
He
right
opened
then?
his mouth to speak, but before a word could pass his lips, he had 6 inches of my fist in his mouth.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. I know he listens to this because he's a good family friend of ours. But yeah, Nick Cage, don't. If you run across Dr. Fantastic in a jungle, a buffet, a grocery store, a cabin, do not confront him.
Pre-pandemic, we would have to shut down one unauthorized Sexperts movie or story or book a year. Now
Yeah.
people are desperate nowadays,
Yeah.
and now it's like every 3 months our lawyers are sending out cease and desist.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And by the way, subscribe to our Patreon because we spend it all on lawyers. People think that we're getting rich off this. No, it's basically money in, money out to
I know
lawyers.
the lawyers take so much.
Yeah. You must. Oh, yeah. You must have a lot of lawyers.
I recently got in trouble on Twitter.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. I don't follow Twitter. I'm more of an Instagram
I
man.
follow his old account, but I guess I need to follow his new
Instaman.
account.
Well, there was a sad parent who's I guess their child did not have many friends, and they posted, Mr. Fantastic, will you please raise awareness of my child? They're 7 years old, have no friends, and for their birthday they would just like to make a friend. And I wrote back, you got it, champ. Wow. So I copied the photo onto Twitter and sent out the post. It says, this child sucks. They have no friends, but it's their birthday, so please be their friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
you currently don't have an ongoing show right now, so people need to respect that you're an adult man and you have an adult opinion. So,
well, I mean, the father all but admitted that his child sucked.
so you're still
I didn't
true.
think I was speaking out of turn.
You needed to explain your relationship to the child.
Oh,
If the child didn't suck, you wouldn't even know who they were.
I've never met that child. It's just all secondhand testimony from the father.
He could be awesome. Maybe the father sucks. Write in if you're the father of that kid. What's his name, by the way?
Oh, it was little Danny Dobby.
Little Danny Dobby. Hey, little Danny Dobby. Want to hear from your dumbass, little Danny Dobby? Let's. Speaking of little Danny Dobby, let's get to jump humping. But first, I'm actually really bummed out that you turned down. Because I mean, throw some our way. Like if you turn down another project, like check in with us and see. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would love to be on Netflix.
We were doing a lot of cease and desist, but not to Netflix. Like
Yeah.
they got money.
So what are you working on right now?
Well, I'm still trying to get the children's television workshop cinematic universe off the ground. I mean, we've got the entire, Dick Fantastic's Magical Subway versus Clifford the Big Red Dog. We've got that whole thing in the can. It's shot. It's done.
Holy shit! It's shot. It's shot and done. Holy cow!
But we have nowhere to release it, and so
this is a tragedy. This is a great tragedy of our lives.
But I do so enjoy, our time together, and maybe a collaboration would be in order. And we could take my clout and your clout, and we could maybe create our own Netflix.
We've got a distribution channel here.
That's right. And you know what? I've always said that I think kids should learn some more complex sexual stuff at an earlier age, not just like the birds and bees, like, penis goes here into vagina.
And
like we should get into jump humping.
and-
Not right now, but
whenever I was on doing Dick Fantastic's Magical Subway, when we take the trips in the subway through time, I always made sure we did not filter the history. It was always raw and uncut. So, for like the Vietnam episode, it was worse than Platoon as far as the graphic nature. They, when we traveled back to dinosaurs, they had feathers.
none of that Jurassic Park bullshit. Wow. Yeah. Again, it's going to be the biggest tragedy of our time. I recognize that you're trying to like make your art and like make your craft, but at some point you just have to settle. I gotta say, you just have to settle,
No.
So maybe if Hulu comes by, maybe you might give Hulu a try.
Might as well have gone with Netflix if Hulu was my only option. No, Dr. John, Delilah, you're still young men, the prime of your life, just starting your careers
that's true.
as podcasting sexperts. I don't doubt your qualifications as sexperts, just you're still new at podcasting. And let me tell you this.
Yes.
Never compromise on art.
Oh, I'm gonna write that one down. Do you have a pen, Delilah?
I already have that tattooed.
On 9/12.
The day after 9/11?
Yes. I wanted to film a very special live episode of Dick Fantastic's Magical Subway, where we go back in time one day to try to stop tragic events of that day. But every time we stopped, something else would happen. So, and then one time, of course, the hijackers took over the subway, and then we had to spend 90 minutes trying to get it back. And it's very exciting stuff. But it was deemed insensitive.
I read your original pitch for it. So you ended up like butterfly affecting so that somehow Hitler came back to life and started another genocide. It was just a little too raw.
Yeah, Chub in the end had to strangle himself in the womb in order to make sure none of this ever happened.
They sent anthrax to Hitler, but it was the band.
It was one of those things where after we did it, before they aired it, I mean, the studio heads and the producers were like, every seems like too much.
Yeah.
It seems like too much, Dr. Richard. And
That's what happens when you mix business and art.
yes, and every one of your shows has some sort of some sort of meeting or some sort of lesson. What is even the lesson of this one? I said, well, the lesson is that you can't fix your problems with time travel, sir. But you have a time traveling subway that seems to go counter to everything.
Honestly, I didn't learn that lesson until my late 30s.
Yeah.
Anyways, at this point, I walked out of the meeting, handed in my subway conductor uniform, rode off to the old country buffet.
Oh God, what a story. Let's get to oh God, we were going to have to get to jump humping, but we have no time because look at your automatic freezer. Ding.
Shit.
Yeah, something is, we gotta put them on. We gotta put on the steaks. Are those buffalo steaks? What are those?
I don't recall.
Oh, some mystery meat. Okay.
Mystery meat.
Well, let's maybe we'll put this on. Maybe we'll
I think
do
it's
like
actually wild boar.
a wild boar.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
gentlemen,
Oh.
I have some popcorn shrimp in my shorts.
You know what that sounds like to me? Surf and turf.
All right. Well, yeah, we have to go cook these steaks before the meat runs out. Thank you so much for coming back on. I have a feeling we're gonna have you back on, and you're gonna have your cinematic children's universe up and running.
Oh,
I want to have our lawyers maybe write up an offer to maybe buy the rights to some of these unreleased films, and maybe we can tie our distribution channel to your artistic vision. And
Are you already giving up on Bogo Pogo? Pogo Bogo.
you should.
Bogo Bogo?
I got another cease and desist letter from another Pacific Island.
Wait, somebody else Bogo Pogo and Pogo Bogo? Oh, no. Okay, well, we're just striking out here, but guess what? We're three dick bros waiting for a Kansas City Chiefs game to start. Thank you so much. Any last words to the children, to the audience out there?
Yes, even if you suck, your life has just begun. And I guess I say this specifically to little Danny Darby. You've got plenty of years before you die to make a friend, so don't try to make them all at once. Take your time and collect them over the years like baseball cards or pogs.
Okay. That wise words from Dick Fantastic. That's it for the Sexperts. I am your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, SCPM.
I'm Delilah Haydair, and I'm still wondering how many people died in that attempted arrest.
See you sex time.
5.
Don't have to do it simply true. We're the Sexperts.
Thanks so much for listening to the Sexperts podcast that go on podcast production. If you like what you heard and you want to keep this little show going, then please consider donating at paypal.me/sexpertspodcast or donate $1 a month at patreon.com/sexpertspodcast.